Bonjour à tous, bienvenue à Learn à Speak French with Jay. Ici, on apprend le français, on apprend à parler français. Welcome, friends, to Learn à Speak French with Jay. You're all welcome for another lesson. Here, we learn how to speak French. And if you follow the lessons right, you'll be able to write French as well. Okay, friends, welcome and thank you for subscribing to our channel. Remember, this channel is for beginners in French. If you want to learn French, just subscribe to this channel, and I bet you will learn French in no time, because the lessons are simplified and made easy for anyone, both adults and children, to learn. Okay, it is very, very simplified. Alright, let's get started with our lesson. Last week we learned about subject pronouns. So today we'll move forward and we'll be talking about le verbe avoir. Conjuguer le verbe avoir. So we are going to conjugate verbs. So in our subsequent lessons we'll be conjugating verbs. This is because we want our learners to speak French, okay? So we need them to know, to increase their vocabularies with verbs so they'll be able to speak French, alright? We don't just want to be teaching items, identification of objects and items. We want them to make meaningful sentences in French. So today we'll be talking about le verbe avoir. Le verbe avoir. That is the verb to have. Alright, friends. Right from primary school, when they start teaching you English language, the first verb they usually teach is the verb to have and the verb to be, right? Yes, for me, that was what I was taught. I don't know about you, but in my English lesson, I was taught the verb to have and the verb to be, because these two verbs are key to sentence structure, sentence formation. Okay, so that's why, as a French teacher, I decided to bring in this verb right at this point of the lesson. So we'll be talking about le verbe avoir. That is the verb to have. Conjuguer le verbe avoir. Allons-y, les amis. Nous allons conjuguer le verbe avoir. So let's get rolling to conjugate the verb. Alright, friend, I want to mention something. You know, in English language, when you see some people making mistakes in when they speak English, they say she have. It isn't right. That means they didn't get it right when they were teaching them the verb to have, okay? There are some differentiations in English language, although it's quite few in English. I think it's just two, right? But in French, for all the subject pronouns, the verb changes. Yes, quite alright, the verb is avoir. But when you're speaking and when you're using it differently for these pronouns, it changes, just like English too. When you want to say, we say I have, you have, but when you want to say she or he, you say she has. We don't know why it is like that. So that is how it is in French. For French, or for all the pronouns, their verb varies, so and it changes like that. You could say she has, it has. You don't say it have. You don't say he have. You say he has. So let's move on to a French version, okay, of le verbe avoir, the verb to have. So, bienvenue mes amis, on continue nos leçons avec le verbe avoir. Le verbe avoir. So, I have in French is j'ai. You see the different variation, right? I have is j'ai. So, when you're saying I have in French, you don't say j'ai avoir, alright? Yes, have is avoir, but when you want to use it in a sentence, it changes, it varies. Okay? So let me proceed now. J'ai. J'ai is I have. So the AI there is a have. Alright? And that sounds j'ai. Take note. I said j'ai. J'ai. Learners, friends, kindly repeat. 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 J'ai, that is I have. Tu as, you have. It is not tu as. Okay, that's what I would say. Repeat first. Okay, tu as, that is you have. Il a, there's no S in this part. Remember, il is he, right? Il is he. If you don't know about this, watch my previous lesson. You will get to know about these pronouns. So il is he, right? He has. Yes, he has. Elle a, she has. She has. Okay, let's move on. Nous avons, we have. Nous avons, we have. Vous avez, they have. Vous avez, they have. Ils ont, they have. Remember last time I was telling you that this il, I-L-S, is for group of people, plural. But this one is gender-based. When it's just a group of guys or men, boys, you use I-L-S. And use the preceding verb. Ils ont. Okay, and if it's a group of ladies, use, if it's one lady, use just L. If it's a group of ladies, use E-L-L-E-S. You add the S to the L just to show the plural. Elles ont. So all these things are very important when you're writing French. Might not be necessary when you're speaking, but for you to write good French, you need to know all these. So when you're writing, maybe you're writing an essay, you're writing sentences, you're able to write it, get it right. Just like in English, when they say she has, you're not going to write she have. It's wrong. In an essay writing, that's a minus for you. If you want to write she has, you write she has. You don't write she have. So all these things are very necessary. All right. Hope you're getting the lesson. Okay, friends. So let me just go over it again. J'ai, I have. Tu as, you have. Il a, he has. Elle a, she has. Nous avons, we have. Vous avez, they have. Ils ont, they have. Elles ont, they have. Okay, then we also have honor. Just in addition, just a short. Just want to make shorten it. You say honor, we have, instead of saying nous avons. Okay, you can say honor. Okay, let's move on to some few sentences. J'ai un sac. If you kindly notice, I use this sentences when I was teaching articles. If you've not watched, kindly watch my video on articles. You'll see that I've made use of this bag, this object I use here. Sac, leaf, cahier, leaf. Okay, I've used it. So if you watched my lesson, you'll be able to make sentences from these lessons. For my lesson of today, you're able to say your own sentence. My goal is for you to speak. Okay, so if you're watching this video and you've watched my previous video, you'll be able to speak. You'll be able to make some sentences in French, so you'll be able to speak. Okay. All right, so look at the sentences now. J'ai un sac, I have a bag. Tu as un sac, you have a bag. Il a un livre, he has a book. Nous avons deux cahiers, we have two books. Vous avez des livres, we have textbooks. Okay. So, friends, just use this to make your own sentences. And I'll be expecting some in the comments. If you're new here, you can go ahead and make other sentences for yourself. Okay. Now, I want you to take note of this. When we are talking about age in French language, we use the verb to have. That is the verb avoir, to talk about age, rather than the verb to be. Okay, in English, when we want to say I am 20, you say use the verb to be, right? I'm 20. I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 2. But in French, you use I have, which is j'ai. You use the verb avoir to talk about age. So, if you are introducing yourself, saying je m'appelle Joanne, j'ai 15 ans, I'm 15. You will not say, no, some people make that mistake. Je m'appelle, je suis 15 ans. No, in French, the rule is using the verb avoir to talk about age. Understood? We use the verb to have to talk about age. That is le verbe avoir. Don't make the mistake of using je suis, that the verb to be, to talk about age. Maybe when you learn the verb to be, you will not use it to talk about it. You hear some people saying je suis 10 ans, je suis. That's wrong French. Wrong French. You use the verb avoir to talk about age. Okay, friends, you see, j'ai 2 ans. J'ai 2 ans. I'm 2 years old. 2. You know your numbers. J'ai 2 ans. Tu as 10 ans. You have 10 years. That is, you're 10 years old. Il a 20 ans. He's 10 years. He's 20 years old. And nous avons 10 ans. Okay, what is important? Most important here is j'ai. Because if you're introducing yourself, je m'appelle Cecilia. J'ai 20 ans. I'm 20. Okay. Or maybe you want to introduce your friend. Voici mon ami, il s'appelle Jean. Il a 30 ans. Okay, friends, let's proceed. Another thing is, we also use the verb avoir to talk about past tense. Okay? Let's look at the sentences here. J'ai mangé. I've eaten. Yes, if you want to say I've eaten, you say j'ai mangé. Tu as mangé. He has eaten. Il a mangé. If you want to say this guy has eaten, you say il a mangé. Okay? Or you want to say they have eaten, you say vous avez mangé. Or you want to say we have eaten, you say nous avons mangé. Ils ont mangé. The guys have eaten. Elles ont mangé. The ladies have eaten. I hope my lesson is clear. And if it's not clear, please kindly rewatch this video. And if it's still not clear, kindly drop your questions on the comment box and in the comment box, and I'll gladly reply to all your questions. Thank you, friends, for watching, and thank you for listening to this video. And please share with your friends, those that want to learn French, and they'll be glad to have learned these lessons. Thank you so much, friends, for watching. Thank you. Merci beaucoup, mes amis. Merci à tous pour abonner, pour vos abonnés tous. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you. I'm glad you did, and please share with your friends so we keep increasing and we keep learning together. Merci, mes amis. Merci beaucoup pour tout. Merci beaucoup. Je vous apprécie. Et je vous aime. Au revoir à tous. Goodbye, everyone. À bientôt.